Hi Flosstube, welcome to Once Upon a Stitch. I'm Lori and welcome to my channel. Happy September. Today is my 107th video and it is Saturday, September 2nd, 2022, otherwise known as Sampler September. I will be participating in Sampler September, but I'm not going to show you what I will be stitching on in this month right now, but I'm going to show you my end of August progress and what I've been doing. And what have I been doing? There is so much to share with you, but first let me just show you the first thing that I held up. This was a Country Cottage needlepoint monthly series, and this was September. And then I have a hands-on design, her original oh, I forgot the name of the pattern. Celebrations, I believe. And this was September. Was it Celebration? I can't remember. Hopefully I'll remember later and put it in the drop down. And this was the Lizzie Kate monthly Flip It. And that was also September. So I'll be bringing those downstairs and displaying them. And welcome. Welcome back if you've been following me for a while. Thank you for all the congratulations again on the twins. I have so much to share, so I'm going to get right into it because I have pictures to show because I don't know how to insert. But I have questions to answer. I have giveaways that we did in the last video. And I have some fully finishes. So why don't I start with, Julie wanted to know, let's see, I think I can show it here. Julie asked, where and how do I stitch? I stitch in a Q-snap, and I took some pictures of where I stitch. This is my family room, and I did not move toys or anything around. Basically, I sit in that chair. There's an easel. That side is magnetic, and the other side is a chalkboard that Caleb and I play with. And even Giannis likes to pull the animals off the magnetic board. But that's where I sit. I have a stand for my pattern, and I'm using my BenQ lighting. I really, really do like that light. Now, this is another angle. There's my Q-snap all ready to go for tonight or today if I get some opportunity. My BenQ is on my, okay, that was a TV stand that my husband took the bottom bar off so that I can pull it in right up to me like a tray, and I could see the pattern, and it holds my needles and my scissors, and it holds the light. Now, the only time I would move that light is when I have a Zoom call, and then I would use the stand-up one because there's not enough room on that table, and the bench that I have down here where I have a bag with floss, it's too low for that light. But and then finally that's where I'm sitting, and that's what I look at is my television, and we have my quilt on the wall, and that's where I sit and stitch and watch my reality TV. Yeah, I do like my reality TV. Anyway, so that was the one question. Then Samantha, the Hugo Stitcher, she had a 1-year anniversary, and it was her 7th floss tube, but I think she has 8 out right now. But she took snippets of people's videos of talking about her, like go check her out. And so I wrote her name down, and I wanted you guys to go check Samantha out. So I said, oh, go check Samantha out, and I couldn't remember the Hugo Stitcher, and I pronounce it like a million different ways, and then finally I gave up, and I said, she got a part-time job in a quilt store. No, she got a part-time job in a cross-stitch store. So the beginning of her video is all different floss tubers talking, you know, introducing her and telling you to check her out, and then there was me making a fool out of myself. But she asked permission, and I wholeheartedly said, yes, go right ahead. You know, like, that's me. What can I tell you? So that was a lot of fun to see. Somebody asked, how do I touch my whips every month if I do a 2-year 2-day rotation. I don't. Basically, I touch 15 whips, 2 days a month, and that would bring me to 30. And then sometimes if I have a small project, I'll do it on that one day. Or if for some reason I don't stitch a day during the month and then it falls where I can use that 31 as the second day. But basically I don't touch my whips every month. And that's why I made not a spreadsheet, well, maybe a spreadsheet by hand. And I've shown this before where I'll list the pattern. I'll make suggestions of what month I want to stitch it in. If I do stitch on it, I circle it. If I don't, I X it out and then say, like, I did not work on it that month like I anticipated. And then, and here's the other, these are the ones to be started. And then if I have a red circle and a line with a date, that means I've completed it. So I've completed a number of them, but I have still a lot that I'm starting and a lot that I won't be completing. So I do not touch my whips every month. Okay, I have no real cross stitch haul this time. Needleworkers has been shut down or closed for a number of different days in the month of August for different retreats. They were at the EGA, which is a national, I think, needlepoint retreat in New York City. And so they were closed a whole week. So on the days that I could go, they were closed. And the days that I couldn't go, they were open. But I do need to get we have a meetup scheduled for September 10th, which is already next Saturday. Time is really, really flying. Okay, let's see. A friend, I consider you all my friends, reached out to me. They saw that I had shared a pattern that I'd like to start, which is Country Cottage, right? Yes, Country Cottage Needleworks. And it was a seaside pattern. I didn't take it out, but they showed me and they contacted me and they said, would you be interested in a fall and a winter one? And I said, I would love it because I just love those little patterns. So she was so kind to send them to me. And I didn't ask if I can say her name, but I'm going to say it. Her name was Kelly, and she's wonderful. We communicate every once in a while. I think she's a wonderful person. I just love watching her, following her on Instagram and seeing her stitching. So, so this is the first one. It's a series, and this is called Fall Festival Series. And this is like, it's each individual house or motif pattern. And then you can stitch them individually or you can stitch them all together. And I'm going to be stitching them all together. I just love this. And this is, since this is fall, I'm starting it this month. I have a day scheduled for it. I have a piece of fabric that is Desert Khaki by Silk Weavers. I think it's really pretty. And I think the fall colors will, and it comes with the floss. And I believe they're silk flosses. So in addition to that one, she also sent me the Winter Wonderland series. Look how beautiful these are. Oh, that's the whole pattern together. And I will be doing them together. And who doesn't love a pink house? This looks very pink here. It doesn't look very pink there, but it is pink. There's the colors. Oh, love that. And then the Christmas tree. Of course, I'll be changing the year to the year that I complete it. And the little girl and the snowman and the house on the other side. And then the little boy and the little girl with skates on. I think that's skates. Yes, skates. Kelly, thank you so much. Yes, a thank you will be sent through the mail shortly. I'm waiting to get someplace to send you a little thank you. So as soon as I get to Needleworkers, I'll have a thank you in the mail. And this is, I will be doing the Christmas series on 28 count Lugana, and this is light ash gray. Oh, and since I have the fall one ready to go, and these are like threads like this, and I have to figure out which color is which once I look at, oh, I showed the pattern. I have floss tags that are from fall that Kathy to Dye House had gifted us these. And so how perfect. I'm ready to go. I just can't wait to get to the day where it's scheduled to start. I love it. Okay, I had two finishes, fully finishes. And the first one is Caleb's Ornament. And I went to Hobby Lobby to buy fabric to complete this pillow. And I bought this little snowman fabric. I thought it was adorable. And I have a little pin there with the ear. And then I was thinking of putting chenille around it, and I just thought it was too much. I think it's a little big for an ornament. Like, it's on the bigger side, not huge. So I didn't want to embellish it more. I think this on the tree will be more than enough. And I'm so happy with the way it came out. This one, I stitched up the bottom so that I didn't disturb the picture on the back. And then the other finish that I had was, actually it's my, well, it was the last giveaway I decided to do, and that was LuHu Stitches, October Little Fall Fling, I think it says. I can't read backwards. And that's the pillow. And here's mine. So I have here an acorn and a button and some ribbon that came like that, and an acorn pin at the top. And those pins came from So Pretty Pins. Oops, I'm off camera. Let's see if I can get this side on for you. She has a Facebook, an Instagram. You know what? This is showing backwards to me, so I'm hoping it's showing right to you. If for some reason it's not showing properly, well, I'll just write this on the bottom if anybody's interested in her pins. She has a Facebook page as well, So Pretty Pins. And I bought those pins at the New Jersey retreat that I went to. So I was glad to be able to use them right away. Okay, so since we were together, it was Gianna's first birthday. And I just want to share her, come on, her 1-year-old picture. That's Gianna's 1 year, oops. Let's see if I can get the words out of the way. There you go. All right, well, that's her 1-year-old picture. And so we had her birthday party at James and Amy's house. And the theme was Gianna's the One, because it was a takeoff on Chorus Line from one of the songs there, One Singular Sensation. So those are some pictures. And then we had a video, and the video was to share. Oh gosh, I'm sorry to keep you hanging here, but you know, I love sharing my life story with you. And besides Gianna being the one, we're going to have another one. Yep, Amy's expecting too. Not two people, not two children, but she's expecting also, and it's another girl. So we're going to have 4 little girls and Caleb. So they shared that happy news with us at Giannis' party. So we found out the sex at the party. I knew she was expecting, but I couldn't share with you yet because she wanted to post on her Facebook and Instagram first before she let the rest of us share it with the world. I brought this up because the last time I spoke about it, I didn't have it with me. This was also from Retreat. It's a magnet, it's a needle minder that Arlene Cohen had, I don't know, how do you say this? Etched in wood for us. This was one from 2019 that we got. And then this was the 2022 one. I just love that. I love them because they're light and they don't drag the fabric down when I use them. Okay, what have I been stitching? Okay, we'll do the giveaways after I show what I've been stitching, and then I'll show you a little bit of haul that I bought, and then some quilting if anybody's interested. Okay, this is Needlework Press. In all things be exceedingly diligent. And the last time you saw it, the goal was to complete the top alphabet, and I started, I believe I started the second one up until P, O or P. So I did a little bit more, and then I came and did the third, started the third alphabet. Actually, I see that the Z is in, so then there's numbers, I believe, on that line. Okay, oh, there's numbers on that line as well. And then this one, and then it starts the motifs. So, Needlework Press, and I'm stitching this on a 28 count Lugana. And I'm not sure what it's stitched on. Let's see, do I have it written down? No. Needleworkers had dyed this fabric for me, and it matches the one that's Be Nice by Needlework Press that I completed this year. So, first one. Then I took out Rosewood Manor, Cornwall Cottage. And this is stitched on a 16 count white Aida with the called for threads, 2/1. And I completed this border, this inside border, and I did these motifs. So the border was about up to here, I think. So I brought it down. I don't know if you can tell, the center line is a different color, and then there's a red dot inside of it. I don't know if it shows very well. Yeah, so then I don't know if I had to finish this motif as well and then move down to those. So I still have a corner here to do, but I think the next time I pick this up, which I'll probably pick up this month for Sampler September, is I will bring this across. So it's not, I thought it might be larger, being that I, don't do high count fabrics, but it's not as large as I thought it might be. So I'm glad about that. So I don't know if I told you, 2 threads over 1 stitch. Then I took out Soda Stitch, collection number 3, and I was working on this shoe. So, and there's also outlining on the shoe. So I completed that first shoe and the outlining. I think it looks so pretty. So the next one is the black one with the hearts. I remember when I stitched the first collection, which was this one. I don't know, for some reason, like when I did it, the heel like came down crooked. So I had to take it out and redo it. So I'm always careful of making sure of counting properly, because you can easily get off on that. And that's with DMC colors. Okay, so my Prairie Schooler alphabet, I was stitching 3 Christmas ornaments from that. I was stitching Giannis' name. Oh, you're moving, sorry. Giannis' name, Leela, and Libby. Since the twins are due, I think we're going to do sometime in the end of November. And then the next baby, number 5, is going to be due in February. So I don't have to worry about Christmas ornament this year. So the first one that I shared with you was Giannis, and I finished hers. Now, the skate, I made sure I outlined it. I think it called to be outlined, but the angel's wings and the star wasn't called to be outlined. So to make it show up on this fabric, I outlined the star with a gold Rainbow Gallery thread, petite, and then this one I outlined with a silvery thread. I think it was from DMC. And then the next ornament was Libby's. And the letters are stitched in either blue, red, or green. So Libby's, I did blue, red, blue, red, blue. And I'm talking about the letters themselves. Gianna's was green, blue, red, green, blue, red. Her letters. And then finally was Layla's. And Layla was blue, red, green, red, blue. And there's Layla. And this is, I says, I don't know what the Y was. I said maybe Yule time, but it's the Yule log. In the pattern, it tells you if there's any outlining, it tells you what color to do it in, and then it tells you what the picture is of. So it was a Yule log for Leela. So I finished those 3. Excuse me while I reach down to put this back in. So that's finished for this year. As far as ornaments, I just have to get them fully finished. I have a lot of fully finishing to do. I picked up Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. And that's what it looks like. And what I was working on was these skeleton motif. And I don't have much to do, but I'm not going to get it done this year. I'm almost positive. I just don't have enough days in a month to schedule it. So it'll be done next year. That's the goal. So there's the skeleton motif. And then this is the entire piece. So like, as you can see, I have this section right here. And if, you know, I worked on this maybe every month for the next couple of months, I could finish it, but it's okay. I like my rotation and I like changing it up. So this is on a 28 count. Actually, it didn't have a name. Needleworkers had dyed it for me when I bought the pattern, so it's a while. This is, I think, my oldest whip. And since I went back to cross-stitching. And I call it Haunted, but it had no name. It's a 28 count Lugana. Then for September 24th, people were stitching a new start for Leanne, who was half of Lost and Floss Tube. She did Floss Tubes with Barb, who Barb now continues their Floss Tube channel. And it was Leanne's anniversary of her passing, and she wanted to start something new. So in memory of Leanne, I started Prairie Schooler Santa 2022. And this is how far I've gotten. This is on an 18 count khaki Davos, this side. So I got a good amount done for 2 days. So here's the pattern. I got a second pattern behind it when I pulled out this one. I still have a lot of penguins and his boots and gloves and the lights. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the lights in that color of DMC. I think it was DMC. I'm looking at the wrong one because I had two in my hand. It's a neon E980 from DMC, or some people are saying they're doing their lights in different colors. You know, red, green, blue. So I think I will do it as the pattern calls for, but I haven't decided. Then I picked up Long Dog Opening Gambit, and my goal for this year was to complete, well, my goal for WhipGo was to complete 2 pages. And I did complete the 2 pages. And this is stitched on a 28 count white Lugana with 403 anchor thread black. So as you can see, this was the end of page 2. So I had this down here to complete, and then I continued on to page 3. And then after 3, it starts down here. It doesn't go any further than page 3. So I think it should be about right here, thereabouts. And that's how far I've gotten. It's a take on a chalkboard. And I don't know if you can tell just about, but this says, this is a Y, O, U, and an R for your. And then the bottom word is going to be your move. See if you can see it better here. Here it is up here. Your, and then this is going to be move. So it's fun seeing this come together and making out the motifs from the pattern. So that takes the place of my Templar Prophecy that I loved stitching on. And then finally, I stitched on, I only stitched on this one day. I had the 31st of August to stitch, and this was the only outstanding whip on my WhipGo to get hours done. I think I was a couple of hours short of meeting my goal. So I said, well, I can do that in one day. So I took out the Scarlet House Seeking Refuge, and I worked on the roof, yes, of the house. So none of the windows were in, and none of the stitching besides the windows and above it were in. So I have, I think, 4 more rows of roof to do before I do the chimneys. And that's how far I've gotten. So I don't know about you, but I like seeing sometimes people's work with the pattern, so then I can get an idea of where I am at. So I stitched this section, right? No, I stitched this section of the house and the house. And I started the bottom grass. So that's where I'm at. And this is stitched on a 28 count Country Mocha Lugana. I'm looking for the tag because they told me it was not Lugana. It was something else, but it says Lugana right on it. So anyway, that is what I have been stitching on. Okay, I'm going to do the giveaways next in case people don't want to see any haul or quilting, since the haul is not cross-stitch pieces or threads or anything, but it could relate to that or quilting. So anyway, the giveaways. The first one, we had 76 people put in for Bobbing for Pumpkins by Brenda Gervais. And it was number 68, Kim Takas, T-A-K-A-C-S. Okay, Kim. I plan to put my email address below, or you can message me on Instagram. Oh, here's the next one was Stitchy Stars, and that was number 17. We had 43 people put in for Stitchy Stars, and Loretta Henderson was chosen with the random number generator, Stitchy Stars. So when if you hear your name called and I didn't get to make a message on your comment, please email me or message me on Instagram your address. Make sure you're over 18 years of age. The third one was To the Beach and Back. I finished this as a little pillow. Well, it wasn't that little. It was a nice size pillow. And I love that. And we had 39 people put in for that. And Kathy Deal, D-E-E-L. Kathy Deal. Excuse my penmanship, but usually I'm scribbling so quickly because I have to make sure I'm writing everybody's name in the correct number that they want to be entered. And finally, number 4 was LuHu Stitches, that October Little Fall Fling. And I had some extra pieces of material if you want to use it on the bottom. No pressure, but I had it, and I thought I'd share it. And that was, we had 73 people for that one. And Cheryl Fritz, F-R-I-Z, Frizz, F-R-I-Z, Cheryl. Okay, and the question that everybody was answering is, what question would you like me to answer or ask when I do giveaways? And I have 47 questions that people so kindly responded to my question of what should I ask. So I will be using these questions when I do more giveaways. I'm going to hold off on a giveaway, this video, because what do I have planned? Well, this weekend, I think tomorrow I'm going over to James and Amy's. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next day. Sal's over there now helping him do some work around the house, and then he'll let us know if we're going to go back tomorrow or tomorrow's Sunday, Monday. And then I have Caleb 3 days during the week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Saturday, we have a meetup at Needleworkers. The following Saturday, we'll be celebrating Caleb's 3rd birthday. And then the following Saturday, we're having a sprinkle for Rebecca. If you're not familiar with a sprinkle, it's like a baby shower, but it's like not as many people. It's more intimate. And it's just, well, in this case, it's because it's a different sex of the baby. So, you know, maybe little girl things as opposed to using Caleb's clothes. So we're going to do a little sprinkle, and we're having it at our house here. So it's going to be a crazy little month for me this coming month. So I don't know why I went off on that. What else? What did I want to tell you? I guess that's it. So that's so that's why I'm not doing a giveaway now. I won't do it probably till the end of September, this video. And but I hope you come back and watch and enjoy what I show. So now I'm going to go into a little bit of haul and then quilting. So if you're tuning out, thank you so much for visiting with me today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed what I shared with you. And what have I bought? I found these paddles. Actually, Hobby Lobby was having a 50% sale on, was it 40 for fall? But I think it was 50. 50% on fall and 50% off Christmas paraphernalia. It wasn't just ornaments and things like that. It was anything that fell under those categories. So I found these paddles, which I thought were adorable. They're originally $3.99, so they were $2. And then I found these, which also were the same price. And so I picked up a number of them. Then I picked up some, looked like felt, little pumpkin pillows. And I picked up some stickers. And I picked up these wooden snowmen. Look how cute. They're wooden from their Christmas section, the ones that's in the aisle. And I thought they would be really cute, even on the inside of a bow, like instead of a button. I know Priscilla and Chelsea use a lot of different things for the inside of their bows as the center. And I found these little felt flowers. Oh, actually, they said they're stickers, but they look like they're felt. Sunflower stickers. So that would be a good little thing to glue in the center of a bow. I picked up some fabric. I was thinking of those, oh, let's see, what did I call them? Car seat quilts, because they're really small for when the twins come home from the hospital. I needed a binding for it. And I was thinking of the snowflake binding. Then I had a red candy cane that I used as the inside border, and I thought maybe this would look nice. So I bought half a yard of each of these. Then this is the fabric I bought for Caleb's ornament, and I fussy cut it so that I was able to include like 2 of the snowmen. And then I needed a piece of this to make binding. I'm going to try and make bias binding, which is, for those that are quilters understand bias binding, but for those that are just learning or would like to know what I'm talking about, this is the straight of grain, and this is the straight of grain. A bias is at an angle like this, a 45-degree angle. And I watched a video of an easy way to do it, so I'm going to try and follow that and see how successful I am with that. And the reason I needed that is for this quilt, because I didn't want to cut, this is the tumbler block. I had shared with you part of it, and I quilted it now. So now it needs to be bound. So basically it's those 2 rows repeated, and I'm too short to hold it all the way back. But the edge, you look at the edge, because it's thinner at one end and then thicker, and so it's called a tumbling block. So they say it's easier to do it with bias binding if you have a little like a peak and then a valley. So I'm going to try and see if I can manage that, and then make that and then attach it and see how I can stitch it on. Worst scenario, I pull it off and redo it. And this is the back. These were leftover pieces that they were cut as tumblers, but I just squared them off as rectangles so that I didn't have to worry about how it was going to fall. So anyway, and what I did was, a lot of times when you have a quilt that's wider than the 40 inches, you have to buy double yardage. But since I had this leftover fabric and I only needed so many more inches, I cut this fabric in half, and then I stitched these in the center of it so that it gave me enough fabric so that I didn't have to buy double yardage. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. So that's the back, that's the front, and now we have to do, I mean, this is going to be put on hold because there's no way that I'm going to get this done for the sprinkle. And it's basically like a spring thing, so there's time for that. But I did get to quilt the little car seat quilt. I quilted the squares. It's hard to see. Just a straight stitch back and forth. This was the backing I selected. And this is what I was referring to. Like, I thought this candy cane would look nice because we have the candy cane in here. So, and we have the black in here, but this black is much blacker. And I don't know, I didn't, even though this is blacker too, it breaks it up with the white of the snowman and the red. So I selected the snowflake binding. So I attached the binding. Now I just have to hand stitch it. So that's what the fabrics were, and that's the baby quilt. So I have to hand stitch this one, then quilt the next one, and I have to have them both done by, not that I have to, but I would like to get them done for the sprinkle. I did not make the name quilts. I figure I have a year to get them done. And what else? And yes, that's about it. Yep. Yes, I shared everything that I've been up to. I've shared with you what's going to be happening. I will be participating Sampler September, so hopefully I'll come back around either the 16th or the 18th of September, and I'll share with you everything I've been working on, and I hope I can get at least 1 or 2 fully finished items so I can get them out of my boxes. I store them in here of things that I have not finished, fully finished. And actually, now that I think about it, somebody just, was it yesterday or the day before, asked me, she must be viewing previous videos, because when I went to respond to her, I saw that it wasn't the latest. She asked me where I purchased this piece that has the containers in there. And everything in this room, as far as furniture-wise, came from IKEA. The dresser, everything. The only thing that isn't is the table that I have my sewing machine on, but I have like a 3-drawer, I don't know if it's called a dresser, but 3-drawer dresser in front of that where I keep fabric and cross-stitch fabric as well as regular fabric. And then this is where I keep my DMC, the first 2 drawers, the second drawer. The 3rd drawer is my Q-snaps and quilts that are not completed. And then the bottom drawer is fabric, stitching, quilting fabrics or finishing fabrics. So then I have a small 5-drawer. Nah, it's about 18 inches under the table, that the table also came from IKEA. It's a lot of pieces. Then I have shelving from IKEA, and then I have, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, it's a mess. Let's see. I have this one here, that one, that's from IKEA, shelving from IKEA. So, yeah. I have a room of IKEA. And you know, when you buy IKEA, everything has to be put together. So luckily my husband entertains my addiction with IKEA furniture. And I have a new, not a new quilt, but I put up my pumpkin quilt here. And I put some, I hope I'm not getting people sick, but then I put some new cross stitch patterns. The top row is Prairie Schooler, Red Riding Hood, the Three Pigs, and the Tortoise and the Hare. This is Tra-La-La Alice, Satsuma Street Forest, Prairie Schooler Village Sampler. Those are the big ones that I recently put up. Okay, guys, thank you so much for visiting with me. Oh, sorry. I know people say, don't say sorry. Oh, look, the floss is out of the closet again. In my last, I think it was my last video, there was floss out and I had to get up and put it in. But luckily I saw it at the end, so. Okay, guys, stay well, stay safe. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Happy Sampler September. Happy stitching, and see you real soon. Love you guys. Bye.